And now we spoke about the game between Arsenal and Paris Saint-Germain. And me catch out say Nipa or person or any game no should leave the ball to the other. Arsenal from the start now, omo Emma who said they are not in for the game. Omo massa omba beje ball no more free PG for no habo. But the moment that Arsenal failed to pay attention to details, and a punish omo in the game, and right after that it was a pull away the centre backs and then the defense now. Never very crucial in the game. It is a kwaku the video no fast one mamia. Dembele na initiate attack and far ball no from deep and no release it come out but away from the goal no. Me catch out say PSG for they like to go man for man. And I'm a against Liverpool the NA example now say the wingers will have to be very very swift. So I mentioned Bukayo Saka and then Gabriel Martinelli going into the game. Until always be on 1v1. Na PSG for near exposed. Ubenya winger bako na when you move full back and say oh no 1v1 na omoko. But Luis Enrique Lucho managed to solve that situation. And now or the crowding, kind of a system and or the defending against Bukayo Saka because he is the dangerous man in the Arsenal setup. Until Luis Enyane normally and it was a really good game for him. But it's not over yet. Arsenal Fono can still go to Parc des Princes. Now we saw Liverpool winning there by 1-0. Into Arsenal for no be team akwakoye. Listen, news. But away from this, Joao Neves and know how Luis Enrique used him in that particular setup. No. Listen, under normal circumstances, say Kasa will be a defensive midfielder. In kana juma pa o ye so body defense no by original defenders in him. Into always be said the ball no kwa or not try to occupy spaces just to give that shield to the defense. But so image that's what you see Joao Neves, his average position was usually up. The reason was that he is a good winner of the ball. Quite often, so a ball is very, very good. And yes, let's play him higher up the pitch. Arsenal for no build it upper or then the ball winning abilities, not from there, we'll just create a chance. So instead of him sitting deep, it was Vitinha moving and all yes, because he's also a good passer. So no more better naturally. So Joao Neves corner so Timiko Bono. Now there's no space. He will try to release Vitinha. No, then the passing ability. No, Jumano de Amapari for. So it was a game that they really had it spot on against Arsenal Football Club. But the big question is Nuno Mendes the best left back in the game currently? Because big games where who the top players. Someone who has been able to play against Mohamed Salah for 180 minutes. Wabatia Bukayo Saka for 90 minutes. Listen, Cabo May saying 270 minutes against two of the best wingers in England. And only in Cabo they manage one shot on target against Nuno Mendes. So he's announcing himself as arguably the best left back in the game currently. And a joy, so PSG for no call when you know my title now. Part of that job is going to be on a branch of friends and Nuno Mendes. And he really did the job really well. And a boss for Santiago Bernabeu. And listen, and now while he came maybe piano, you saw that they were really missing the services of Thomas Partey in the middle. And sometimes the discipline aspect of the game is also very, very important. You look at that Thomas Partey go J. Listen, no be samia. Make us an emphasis one share and this will be but in the absence, and so I affect Arsenal for no big time in this particular game. Away from that, I am not a game no so. Na any and also home come. These two teams, they have a bit of history between them. And the last time they met in the semi-final was in 2010. Jose Mourinho and Inter Milan no make sure say, "Oma baby Barca for no free qualified to the final to beat Bayern Munich." But when you go to Italy, it's an air tactics and mentality. And it's not time be Antonio Conte besi hono. No, akwa title a friend says Simeone Inzaghi. And this is really going to be an interesting affair. But so we have momentum going into the game. Inter for the no form because the last 3 games they've lost. Into playing your game against FC Barcelona. Now we lose your last 3 games, it tells you momentum wise. Listen to the end form into going into the game, you need to up it to make sure so betini and you be a free game. You check the midfield of the two teams. Listen to Honor Jumani in Ejina. Maybe can be for goalkeepers, but and I say Inter for betini be a game no more. Eyomu goalkeeper Yansoma na this ade ne bema. Because they are going to go deep, they are going to sit low. Now we had na Barca for the Real Madrid no. Omu nyina kogumu wi a. No man yi ball na ba abontians as cutback. No be afrechi no aba be ball no dey turn it. And then you see numerous of those, sequences against Inter Milan. Because say kasa Barca for mfa ball no nwura wuram. No mon twitwi Inter for no mfa nko box no nko sha is going to be difficult. Because we saw Michael Olise, one of the best wingers in the game, say 180 minutes against Bastoni. When Timmy and Trent about Kokra and Fabo Nanko. That is going to be the same situation in Enumerate. It's going to be Bastoni against Lamine Yamal, which is going to be a difficult test. Again, so called the other side and so on. Eben Rafinha against Jan Bisek, another tough test. When you are building up, you need to make sure say your movement is very brilliant. Say ball free box no bar. Make sure you put it at the back of the net. And Yansoma, say na Tabenya bibi game like I said, he is going to prove very, very crucial. Now listen, check a midfield anyway. Where a midfield of the young generation. Now the Ababa to women so say Sebane experiencer. Look, they've had it and they've seen it all. If the game turns to the physicality aspect of the game, the pace aspect of the game and interfono, they'll go missing. But Sebane say, let's take personality and I say young fat game no to Barca for and then let's show our level of experience. That is where Inter Milan for also will come into the picture. Into the game is going to be the midfield battle between the two teams. But some Mkhitaryan and some Calhanoglu, listen, they will hear and say play the game to suit them. Say game no koye America one shot na yakwako you omo film. And let's see how things will go in this particular game in the midfield. Obi Obe Winibiano is going to be based on that midfield. Listen, Barca for 37 goals in the UEFA Champions League, the most goals in the competition this season. Omushiawa, they have a way to score. Now, if you are watching Barcelona play, you just don't know when, but you feel they are going to score. That is the game they play now. We are not going Inter for so say competition. Baby, or my baba bedroom semi-final. No, many team or keep clean sheets to do. No matter so consider the least goals. Into a team or share goals no kese. And about boy team now, no. Just one time I am for ball onto the net. This is not a game that is going to produce a lot of goals, in my opinion. Interfono will come with their usual defensive structure and defensive abilities. Barca will come to create and then try to attack. But Inter need a good record. Barca fee. Inter numeri say 2-1 or 1-0 in favor of Barcelona. And but like I said, the game will be decided over Italy. Wow, the ball home then you build up and then go into the return and counter. Make sure you go and win. And your game, 4-1, 5-1, 3-0. Interfono, they have that mentality, they have that strength, they have the experience to be able to hold on to players with normal bebo. Barca may win, but Nkonkoye goes to be game no travel to San Siro. And Ebekwa could decide.